And welcome to Capital Talk, a special Capital Talk at that. Program we hope will have an impact on the future of Kenya, and now more than ever. I'm Jeff Koinange. Why did I say special? Well, just when you thought this week couldn't get more weirder, more strange, more wacky, then you heard that the lovely, beautiful, talented, smart, brilliant Esther Arunga had quit KTN and was supposedly in this ministry called the Finger of God, had been living in Runda with jazz maestro Joseph Helen. And what was the whole talk? It's been doing the rounds. It's incredible. It's the biggest story, no doubt. So everyone was asking, so Jeff, why don't you get Esther on the bench? We've been trying, making calls. Esther finally responded. She's on the bench. I won't waste any more time because I know that you know that Esther has a lot to say. Believe me when I say sit back. This one is a keeper. Esther Arunga on the bench. Esther. You love that intro,
What was that?
You love that intro, eh?
I loved it.
No, Esther,
No auto cue.
no, none.
Off the top of your head.
One time.
What about all the drama?
It's all part of it.
It's good. I like it.
How are you doing, Esther?
I'm doing great.
The whole country is probably wondering right now, Esther, are you out of your mind?
No, I'm not. I am not.
Yeah.
I just have a message that could change the entire course of this country, could make or destroy this country, could make or destroy certain powerful individuals in this country. And they know that I have the information. They can't reach me. And so they've reached the media and tried to create a smear campaign against me.
So this whole thing you're saying is a smear campaign, the whole thing?
Totally.
Okay, so you have quit KTN.
That's correct.
You are part of Finger of God ministry.
That is correct.
You have been living in Runda for nearly a year with Joseph Helen.
Yes.
Okay.
His wife.
And his wife, yeah, of course. Okay. What's the big deal? I mean, a lot of people are concerned, you know, why would she do that? Why would she leave KTN? Why would she join this relatively unknown ministry and behave the way she's behaving? What's the deal, Esther?
Well, there's been a lot of misinformation out there. I've been a member of the Finger of God Church for over a year. I did not leave KTN to join a church. I have been someone who's always sought the real faith. I've always sought Jesus Christ. I've gone from church to church to church, seeking somewhere where I can find a group of people that fully believe in God and fully do what the Bible says from the beginning to the end. That is how I landed on the Finger of God Ministries a little bit over a year ago, and my life changed completely. The promises that are in the Bible, I saw them come true for myself and for other people's lives. Now, the Finger of God Church is registered. It was investigated for 5 years by the government before that genuine registration came through. It is legally and in all other ways clean. That is where I found God. That is where I worship. And this thing about Finger of God being a cult is a smear campaign.
Who are these people?
It's a smear campaign. It's just, what can I call it? It's just blasphemy by my adversaries.
Who are these people?
Very good question. Who are these people?
Yeah.
Where do I start, Jeff?
Anywhere, because we want to know, Esther. Start anywhere you want to start. Who would want to ruin your name, the name of your this ministry of yours and Joseph Helen?
Yeah.
Who would want to do that?
The reason why they want to ruin our lives is because we've got damning information on all of them and what they've been doing, the evil practices they've been going through. Have you ever heard of Freemasonry?
I have indeed.
Yes.
The Masons.
The Masons?
Yeah.
You know they exist?
They do indeed.
And they're strong.
Extremely.
And do you believe they're good people?
Well, look, I'm not here to judge, so, but I know there's a building right here opposite Serena.
And there's been inquiries into the Freemasons for years. They drop because people are afraid, people are scared. It's just rumors. Now, Freemasons are very real. It's a fraternal organization that came out of obscurity back in the 17th century, and it's administratively organized. But Freemasonry is actually a smokescreen for Satanism. right? And it's a very secretive society. It's very difficult to know who's a Freemason and who is not. There's pastors in this country who are Freemasons, top pastors, top politicians. You cannot know whether your brother is a Freemason, your father is a Freemason. And the main motivation for joining Freemasonry is money. The first thing they do is offer you a lot of money. And I'm telling you, Jeff, as I'm talking, there's somebody who's watching who's absolutely shaken because of they know I have content on them. I have content on politicians. I have evidence on Freemasonry activity right here in Kenya.
And our current politicians in this grand coalition?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
They're Masons.
They've embraced Masonry completely. That's how they get into political office. Freemasons are powerful all over the world. And what they do, there's 3 different levels of Freemasonry. There's the entered Mason, which is they call them the degrees of Masonry. There's the entered Mason, which is the first level, initiate level. There's some people who've just joined thinking, oh, Masonry is some great club for boys, but it's not. Those are entered Masons. There's a fellow craft, which is a degree that's associated with learning. And then there's the Master Mason. Now you need to understand, Jeff, to climb up in Masonry, your rise depends on how much blood you can sacrifice, how many people you can kill.
Human blood.
Human blood. Yeah, animal blood doesn't take you very far. Human blood, how many people you can kill. All right. Freemasons have penetrated the churches completely. That's why churches just don't have power anymore. And when I joined Finger of God Ministries, there was very few people at the church, but suddenly other people started coming. And that's where Wilson Malaba comes in. Wilson Malaba is the man I was engaged to marry. I was meant to be getting married to him in April. And they came to church, they fellowshiped with us, they were part of the ministry, they were part of growing the ministry and counseling and praying for people. But they were Freemasons. And they came to church with a pretext. He came to church and befriended my pastor, who is Joseph Helen. At that time, we didn't know. We were just simply worshiping God. And looking at his life, as I got closer to him, I started seeing things that left me perplexed. For example, daily, I'd see like 15 logbooks. See, I was coming from a very innocent place. I did not understand. I don't understand the world of crime. I didn't understand the world of Freemasonry. I didn't become a Christian to learn about Freemasonry. I came to learn about Jesus. But these people came into my life. They came into my space. And I started noticing he's got logbooks everywhere. There's a day I looked under his bed. I found number plates of cars. People would tell me, I've seen Wilson getting girls from Florida. And the girls are never seen again. I thought, no, you can't be serious. But then I started seeing things myself. The number plates, the logbooks. And I'm telling you, I have heard him speaking to Arabs on human trafficking. From what I heard. It sounds crazy, but I heard it. And if anyone doesn't believe, if you have the guts, I'll get into that. Let me just say one thing first. If anyone is doing business with Wilson, they need to be very careful because their cars might be getting used for all sorts of illegal activities, including bank robberies.
And this is the guy you were going to marry in April?
This is the guy I was going to marry. This is what I'm telling you. Freemasons are very secretive. You cannot tell. And Kenyans are so cynical about spirituality. In West Africa, for example, Gabon, Ali Bongo, it's all over the internet. He's just been crowned the Grand Master of Freemason lodges in Africa. Why do Kenyans think this thing doesn't exist here? Right?
Yeah.
Anyone can go and Google Ali Bongo, crowned Freemason, Grand Master of the Freemasons. They decide who becomes president where. And Ali Bongo is now their leader.
Did they decide who became president here?
I won't get into that right now. Let me finish what I'm saying about Wilson. I'd urge the government to do a very serious audit of his books. Very serious. Because there's something seriously wrong with his books and with how he acquires money. Look, if I'm wrong, I'm willing to take whatever action is necessary. But give me the benefit of a doubt. Government, go and investigate that man. And we'll find out. The truth always prevails at the end of the day. And for any unbeliever, go and Google Ali Bongo. Yeah? Kenyans, I want Kenyans to open their eyes and see how this country is really run. Google Ali Bongo and go into churchofsatanism.com. Under the website, Church of Satanism. If you have the guts.
I'm going to do it.
Yeah, you are? Good. I hope everybody does it. Churchofsatanism.com. Go under History, Media Circus, yeah, and go under 582. Type in a code, 582/KE. In there, you will find a name of one of Wilson's very close business associates. Somebody who
we all know?
Yes, associated with True Black Company.
Wow.
I'll leave that for you. So that, I started doing investigations into Wilson because I thought, is this guy a human trafficker, killer? What is he? And then I came across this Freemason information and I unearthed so much stuff. And that is why they are so angry. They're so angry. I have content and I have many more names.
Okay, is it true that somebody was planning to kill you not too long ago?
That is true. If you had this information, they would be planning to kill you as well. They failed.
How?
They sent gunmen. I was supposed to have a car accident. Yes.
Did you know in advance or...
I'll tell you something, and I know this is a question that many Kenyans are asking. I found out from a Freemason. A Freemason told me this information. When things had started unraveling and I started finding out other things, a Freemason confessed and told me what was happening. Yeah.
And they actually admitted to you?
Oh yes, in detail. In detail. I knew where, I knew when, I knew how.
And what goes through your mind now is, I mean, gee, obviously you're a target, you're somebody's target.
Yes,
even,
I am.
Even here on the bench,
Yes.
you're somebody's target.
I know, I am. But I believe in the power of Jesus Christ.
And you're not worried?
Not at all. I sleep completely like a baby. They cannot touch me. This is what I said when I started. The genuine power of Jesus Christ, not playing church. For too long, Kenyans have played church and they suffer. My people perish because of lack of knowledge. I bring knowledge. The people fighting me are actually Christians, and they do not know that they're helping the Freemasons, but they perish. I have the knowledge that Jesus Christ's power is more powerful than any masonry that could ever be spun against me. That is why I come here. Yes.
You know, there's some people right now who are saying, good Lord, this girl has gone crazy.
That's okay. The truth will always come out. And I'll continue to say the truth.
Yeah.
I'll continue to say what I need to say. And there are some people who are out there saying, this girl has guts. Yes.
There you go.
I have evidence.
What else, Esther? What else have these Masons done to you guys? Or what other threat have you brought on the Masons?
Well, we've pretty much scuttled everything that they had planned. They've pretty much realized that we have more power than them. They've realized that Joseph Helen is running for presidency, and I'm his running mate.
This is true?
Oh, yes.
This is not just a farce?
It is not a joke. Do you know something, Jeff? The white people laughed at Barack Obama when he declared that he was going to be running for presidency. The laughter and the cynicism is necessary. It's a necessary baptism for us.
So you're both running?
He's running for presidency, and I'm his running mate.
And you're winning?
And you're winning.
Whoa. This is heavy.
We're winning. Watch this space. We're winning.
Yeah.
We're definitely winning.
Will these people let you carry out these plans? Because
They haven't been able to kill me. What can they do? They're the ones who hold the presidency in their hands. But we've defeated them already. So the presidency is ours.
You're going to be able to rally 40 million, or rather, let's say 20 million. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt. Can you do this? Can you?
I can. We can. We can. Jeff, one thing, you shouldn't be afraid of trying something new.
True.
Yeah? If you recall, Noah's Ark, it was built by amateurs who did not even have a map.
And they laughed at Noah.
Yes.
They laughed at him.
They laughed at Noah. And that ark, it buoyanced on flood waters for 40 days and 40 nights. On the other hand, the Titanic was built by professionals and it ungraciously sank on its maiden voyage in the middle of the Atlantic with all that science could offer. I know I'm not the most likely candidate for vice president position, but my campaign is going to be funded by working men and women who are going to dig into their savings to support this cause. And I'd urge everyone to resist the temptation of going back into their cocoons of traditionalism, cronism, old gray-haired cronism. Don't go into that. Let the youth have a chance. Believe in the youth. Let this seedling of hope bear fruit.
Have you always been like this, Esther? Growing up, were you always like this? Because, you know, watching you on KT, and I said, good Lord, what a likable young lady. This lady is going far in this business.
You can't believe it's the same person.
No, where is Esther Arunga, man? Bring her back.
This is me. This has always been me. I've been reading news there, not doing this. This is a different context. This is something that I have to do, and I'll die doing it if I have to.
Did you always know you had a calling?
I've always known I had a calling. I've always known I was going to go into politics. I just didn't realize it would be this quick or this dramatic.
Yeah.
And my name is very significant as well. Esther saved her people. Kenyans have too long been under the grip of Freemasonry. And I've been called to save Kenyan people. I'm telling you, my political agenda is all about making sure Kenya is safe, expanding opportunities for all Kenyans, northeastern people, everywhere, expanding opportunities to them. And it's going to be focused on an agenda of strong economic growth, an agenda of providing adequate and accessible healthcare to all Kenyans, retirement benefits, an open and honest and accountable government. I'm telling you, our manifesto is something Kenyans have never seen before. They've never seen this level of openness, honesty, and accountability, securing our nation, but at the same time protecting our civil rights and liberties. And not rhetorically, in actual fact, doing that. It's possible. It is absolutely possible.
Yeah.
Yes.
And for the cynics and the skeptics who are saying, this man, Joseph Helen, the saxophonist, the jazz maestro, the pastor of Finger of God, this is the guy who's going to change this nation?
This guy is going to change this nation in a way Kenyans cannot believe. We're launching our presidential bid officially very soon, and Kenyans are going to see that this is the very future of Kenya. The hour of Kenyans has come with this presidential bid.
Wow. Esther, I want to talk more about that because this is heavy stuff, man. Even for the bench, this is heavy.
I'm not afraid of anybody.
Clearly.
And anyone can say anything about me. I'm going to stand by the truth. You ask me these questions in 2 months, 3 months, 5 months, I will give you the very same answer. And when you go and do the research, when I direct you to where to go, I have more stuff. I'm just giving you a little bit. I don't want to shock you too much.
Let's take a break. I'm shocked already. Let's take a break, Esther. Good grief. My goodness. The bench. It's blowing up. Has she lost her mind? Esther Arunga, Vice President with Joseph Helen. And she's exposing Kenyans. You can't make this stuff up. Don't even go away. Come back. Sit back. We're back in a moment. And welcome back to a special Capital Talk. Never seen anything like it. And it's up to you to decide at the end whether you believe Esther Arunga or not. But she's on the bench and she is holding nothing back. So we hope you're sitting back because Esther is calling it like she sees it. So.
Don't even ask. I know what you're about to ask me.
Okay. What am I about to ask?
You're asking me about Quincy.
Yes.
Yes.
Who is Quincy?
Quincy is my boyfriend. The reason I fell in love with Quincy is when everybody else had run away, apart from the very few, when everybody did not believe me, he stood by me through what I'd call the hardest and toughest time in my life. That does something to a woman. I need you to understand that when you love someone, it's not because they're perfect, but you learn to love imperfect people perfectly.
But this guy has a history, doesn't he, Esther?
Well, that's what I hear. I don't know about his history in detail. Learning, where we've just started our relationship. And I think because he's been friends with Helen since 1983, and you're speaking to Helen on Monday.
Correct.
He might be in a better position to dispel any rumors that you've heard. Because so far all I've heard is rumors.
Yeah. And
right? I'd rather learn about the person from the person than from Because these people who are spreading these rumors are the same ones spreading rumors about me that are absolute lies. So I'd be a hypocrite to believe those rumors and disbelieve mine and try and tell you, don't believe what people are saying.
Right. And Quincy isn't the so-called anointed one, and that's why you and Wilson was split apart, because Quincy moved into this space?
No, that was a choice. My choice of being with Quincy came after I'd broken up with Wilson. Before, Quincy was just a member of the church. I broke up with Wilson. As I'm going through this and things are unraveling, Quincy came into the picture for me. It wasn't get rid of this one and go out with this one.
Yeah. And what's the story about Benny Hinn ministry? What are they saying? They're completely saying they have nothing to do with you guys.
That's what I saw in the paper today. That's untrue. Again, it's something that you'll need to discuss with Helen about. I've not personally received any emails from Benny Hinn, but Helen has been connected to Benny Hinn since 1997. It's a long-term relationship, and Helen would be in the best the best position to answer all your questions regarding Benny Hinn. Yes.
So tell me something, Esther. These people who are trying to discredit you, trying to destroy your name, which is, you know, pretty much what they're doing. I mean, are they that powerful that they can do this to someone whose star was on the rise like yours?
Don't use past tense. My star is still on the rise. In fact, higher. What they've done is just forced me to launch our presidential bid earlier. It's actually backfired in their face. As I told you, Freemasonry is a secretive society, and there are so many people who are connected to Freemasonry. It's a network. And in media, there's a lot of Freemasons. I don't even know if you're a Freemason, Jeff, but even if you are, I wouldn't be afraid. Right?
Hell no.
Hell no. It's registered nationally. Jeff is not a Freemason. But yes, they have been powerful in the past. If it was somebody else, they would have been able to totally drag me down, as they've tried. But you know what? They didn't manage to kill me. They may drag my name down to the ground, down to the gutter, but I will not keep quiet. As long as I am alive, I will keep talking about them. I will still run for presidency, vice presidency, and I will make it. They're not more powerful than I am now.
Yeah. And you know, all this publicity, and you were telling me you don't check the emails and you're not reading the papers, right? But I'm telling you, it's caused a stir in this relationship.
Tell me about it.
Nothing I've ever seen, Esther.
Tell me about
Nothing.
it.
I mean, forget about the Grand Coalition circus this past week. You guys have overtaken events.
Right, that's excellent.
How is that possible?
I don't know. These people are clearly powerful and they think they're dragging my name down when what they're doing is giving me grounds to speak. And you know, it's so amazing. I didn't realize that they'd gone to press with this. So I'm there nursing my wounds. I've just broken up with this guy. I found out all these shocking things about him. And I'm switching off my phone because I don't want to hear from him or anyone else. I've gone off Facebook. I've just gone underground because I've broken up with somebody I was supposed to marry. And I put my head down. A day later, I put my head up again, and the country has exploded. And it's like they went ahead of me so quickly. And right now, it's almost reactionary. No, I'm not in a culture. So I'm not even doing that. That they went to the press, so I'm coming to the press and talking about them.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to try and fight and counter everything they've said.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
It's too much. I keep hearing things. Esther is pregnant.
Are you pregnant?
No. I'm not pregnant. Esther is married to Helen, and her name is Veronica Helen.
Right.
I don't even like the name Veronica. My name is Esther. It's part of my calling.
Yes.
I'm called to save my people.
Yes.
I am.
You are.
I am called to
Okay,
save my people.
speaking of Esther,
Can I tell you something?
Go on.
Freemasonry, as I told you, you rise up according to how many people you kill. Notice politics and politicians, many of whom are Freemasons. Towards election time, and this is one of the reasons they're supposed to die, the higher the person you kill, the more power you get. So if they killed me, they would have been president, these particular individuals. They would have been. They were getting groomed to be president for 2012.
Do you know who they are?
Oh, yes.
You know who they are?
Well, Wilson is one of them. Wilson is one of them. I got a message directly from the Freemason Lodge in the UK on the 15th telling me I'm very lucky I escaped. There is no way Kenya can advance unless Freemasonry is nipped at the bud completely.
And can it, Esther? Because this is a 300-year-old organization.
It can, if Christians can take their Christianity seriously and believe that Jesus Christ is more powerful. The blood of Jesus is more powerful than any human sacrifice. See, this is where Christianity comes in. In order to get spiritual power, you need blood. And that's historical in the Bible. You need blood, right? Now, Jesus comes and sacrifices his own blood to let us know that there's no other blood that's necessary. But if you do not embrace Jesus to get spiritual power, you still have to sacrifice. So this is what they do towards politics. It's now 2010. Towards 2012, they need to start sacrificing. Politicians, they'll get in after the politics. Sacrifices by whoever. But somewhere, someone's political star is rising as people are dying all around. Car accidents, arranged accidents. There's no death that is coincidental. It's all towards something.
Whoa, that's heavy.
So instead of becoming a church member, club member, just going to church for the sake of going to church, find out the real power. Find out that this is a power play. Principalities and powers are fought. And right now they're fighting me through the media, but I don't care.
And with a church, this ministry, Finger of God, with 300 members, is this the one that's going to counter a 300-year-old institution?
It's not about the size of membership or the length of time a church has been in existence. It's about understanding the power of the blood of Jesus Christ and appropriating all that it comes with and knowing that nothing can touch you once you understand your power.
Have these people tried to recruit you, Esther? Because if I was a Mason, I would say, hey, this is the one we want on our side. This fearless one.
Well, they haven't tried to recruit me. I think because I was already at Finger of God. And perhaps if I was in another church, they would have, because most churches are smoke-screened. First, they're led by Freemasons. Secondly, they have no knowledge. He says, my people perish because of lack of knowledge. They have no knowledge of what, Freemasons are so much more knowledgeable about what is going on compared to the average Kenyan Christian. The average Kenyan Christian is dismissing me right now. This girl's gone crazy, she's smoking something. Yeah, and that's their weakness. Freemasons are so knowledgeable about each and everything, are very purposeful. They know exactly what is happening in politics, exactly why somebody has died, exactly how to secure their own lives, exactly how to get that promotion in the company that they're in. Whereas Christians are sitting around, not going anywhere, going to church every Sunday and not changing their lives at all.
And then they wonder why we are where we are.
They wonder why we are where we are. Jeff, you understand some of these things.
I'm feeling you.
Yeah.
I'm feeling you. At the same time, Esther, there are lots of young ladies out there, young girls, teens, and even younger, who always looked up to Esther Arunga and said, you know what, when I grow up, I want to be her.
Wow, that's
because
special.
You were the poster girl.
Why are you using past tense?
I'm sorry, I keep saying that. Okay, you are. What do you tell them, Esther? What do you tell them? I mean, because right now they feel a little let down because of what's happened. But now you're explaining yourself. What do you tell them now?
Well, I tell them, if they did genuinely look up to me, and we're not just, fake supporters, then they need to listen to what I'm saying and believe that it's true. I am still the very same Esther Arunga. At the time I was reading news, I was already pursuing Jesus Christ and learning more about him constantly, daily. It's been my passion for the longest time now. Integrity, honest, respect, righteousness. Seek those things diligently. That's what I do. And I seek the real. I seek to be real. I seek to understand what is going on around me. I don't just accept things.
Yeah.
No. And you should not let anybody tell you anything without proving it first. Don't follow anyone. If you have a pastor who's trying to tell you, come to my house, I have to touch your stomach in my bedroom for you to get healed. I've been through that.
Really? They want to touch your stomach.
I've been to many churches.
Yes.
Let's go for coffee, pastors. And as soon as I detect something like that, as soon as I detect something that's not in the Bible, I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm out. Jesus went through persecution.
Oh, yeah.
I embrace the persecution I'm going through.
What do you tell the haters? Because there's lots of haters out there, Esther.
The haters are necessary. Jesus was hated. Yeah. It's baptism. It's fine. The truth will come out. I will continue to speak no matter what they say. There are some people in the media who I think have intentionally decided to just lambast me. I don't own a newspaper, so I can't respond, but I'm already suing them.
And you're going to follow through on that?
Oh, yes. Oh, I'm not stopping.
Because you're a lawyer by profession.
I'm a lawyer by profession. I know when defamation is screaming at me, but that's not even my concern. Right now, it's my political campaign. It is getting the people behind all this to book. Many of them are actually going to prison because they created false allegations that led to wrongful imprisonment, unlawful detention. They said that we had drugs at Runda. Our house was raided. The police found nothing. They've said, complete defamation. There's one girl, Wanja Gashogu, she's been hacking into Helon's emails. Her and Wamboi Thimba.
This is his former PA or manager or whatever?
She's former PA. Yeah. People who we embraced and allowed them to, we don't have anywhere to live. Can we live with you in Runda? And we accepted them in trust. And when we found out that they were involved also in some very strange activities with these Masons that were not in line with our faith, for example, sex before marriage or extramarital affairs, and they were fired and sent away, they became very bitter and started hacking into Helon's personal emails, playing around with emails, sending them all around. That's pure infringement of privacy, a breach of privacy, creating false allegations. There's both civil and criminal proceedings that are going to go out against these people, and we are not going to stop. But as I said, our focus right now is our political race. They may laugh now, but it won't take a long time. They will not be laughing.
So what do you tell these people, these so-called front runners and the alliances that are forming right now? What do you tell them?
Oh, it's all good. We let them do what they need to do. Let it be a race. Let it be a competition. That's fine. I'm ready. I fear nothing. And for whatever happens, and I know what's going to happen, I am going to be vice president, I'll still go down in history as the youngest female candidate for vice presidency in the whole world. I'll have proved a point and hopefully opened up the doors for other young people to go out there and vie for the top seat. It is possible.
Okay, let me play devil's advocate, for lack of a better phrase, Esther. And I'm the most cynical of cynics. What if we wake up January 2013, right? And you didn't win, and Helon isn't president, and you're not vice president, and there's someone else in State House. Then what?
I'd be very surprised, and then I'd run for the next time.
You won't give up?
No, I will not give up.
How's your mother?
Never give up. My mother is good. Unfortunately, she got to speak to these people before she spoke to me. She was very innocent in this whole game. I've had to really reassure her, let her know that I'm fine, I'm happy. I'm just doing what I was called to do. I try to speak to her as often as I can, considering the circumstances. I make sure I SMS her every 2 days. Before I went to the press conference, I let her know where I was going and to watch news. So now she's I think she was really caught between whether to believe her daughter or to believe these other people who started bombarding her. Wanja Gashogu, Terry Mwango, they're all on her case, telling her, your daughter is in a cult, and my mother knows me. And I sat down with her and said, Mom, you know me, Out of my family, I'm probably closest to my mother. Yeah, she's the one she somehow started to understand my love interest. She also told me the difference between achievement and success. Achievement is what you've worked hard for, what you've studied for, what you've done and done your best in. Success is what other people push you towards, right? It's not as important or not as fulfilling. Everybody should strive for achievement and not success. That's why I left KTN, by the way. Because in life, if you tug at one small thing, you'll find that it's connected to the whole universe.
Are you going to still be in the business? Because I know a lot of people are asking, are we still going to see that face on TV at some point? Even though you're running for president, on weekends or time off, will you still be on some TV screen?
Well, Jeff, I'd love to work with you if you'll have me here at K24.
My goodness, look at that combination.
I'm telling you.
Watch out.
Oh, Kenyan.
Oh, the time.
All fearless. I'm telling you, I've got twists.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to say that, by the way.
Well, you're going to say it in a moment. But before that, Esther, so moving to Runda and staying with Helon in this ministry, no regrets about that?
No regrets at all. I wasn't staying in the ministry per se. I was staying with Helon and his wife Koyo. There's certain things I wanted to learn from. These are a powerful couple, formidable couple. They've been through thick and thin. They've got the keys to wealth, to prosperity, to relationship. I looked around. When I came from Australia, I looked around and everyone was mucking around with relationships. People are hustling for money. And I met these two. I said, these guys have got something that I want. And so they took me in. I was like, their child, you know. They're teaching me certain things, and we're also in business together. The house was huge. We wanted to have offices in them. Also, as a church, there's certain people who used to come to us who, for whatever reason, we have girls who were raped by their fathers, you know, all sorts of things, needed a place where they could stay. And I helped in looking after those girls. Very compassionate church, and a lot of those girls got back on their 2 feet and you know, are out there doing great exploits for themselves, for God. Now, other elements just came in when they saw these gates are open. They came in, but with ulterior motives. But the things that used to go on there, shocking, shocking. We'll save that for another capital talk.
There you go.
I have content, my
You are
friends.
gonna come back, right?
I will come
Once
back.
you launch that campaign.
Am I going to come back as one of your employees?
You know what?
Or
You might just take over the bench. You can
I
take
like how
over
you
right
talk.
now. I feel no threats. You can do
We
this
can
job.
do it together.
No, you can probably do it better than me, Esther.
Let's see. Oh, Kenyan.
Bottom line.
Oh, okay.
Bottom line. What you're doing, and you know, talking to millions of Kenyans now, so this is the bottom line. What you're doing is the right thing.
What I'm doing is the right thing. And I will continue to do it, whether I stand alone or I stand with others. I know what is right. I know my stance. The truth will come out eventually. I don't fear the lies. That is why I don't read the newspapers. I can't be bothered. What I respect, Jeff, is the truth.
And the truth will set you free. Thank you, Esther. Thank you so much for coming on the bench. You're a star. And that smile, I tell you, killer. Killer. Wow. Good grief. All the adjectives. I've run out of words. Esther Arunga, talking from the heart. She's called it. This is the interview you will not see anywhere else. And we keep saying this. You cannot make this stuff up. She's running. Her and Helen. 2012. Watch this space, because this could be the one. And then again, who knows? You make the call. It's up to you. What a guest. What a show. What a week. I tell you, I love my job. On the award-winning station, K24. Where as always, even with Esther Arunga, as fearless as she is. Go on, you say the rest.
All Kenyan. Together? All the time.
My goodness, you're even controlling me. You're controlling me. Capital Talk is recorded at the Fairview Hotel, the country hotel in town.